I gotta start this intro. Woosa. Welcome to Would You Date You? Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Hakuna Makava. Kind of a home away from home, wouldn't you say, babe?
Yep. I think we spend a lot of time here.
I'm sorry?
I said I think we spend a lot of time here.
Yeah,
it's definitely
we
the
put
home
some
away
time
from
in.
home.
That's absolutely right. And by the way, if you come into Hakuna Makava and you're a first-time customer, let them know you heard about it through this podcast, and you will get a free tea and 10% off your first bill.
It's located in the warehouse district of West Palm. The address is 1109 Old Okeechobee Road, Suite 23.
Suite
so
23.
If you find yourself back here, like we said, mention
Stop
this
by.
ad, and Danielle and Blake will definitely take care of you.
I think we're going to wear costumes next time and see if we can get a free tab.
What?
I'm going to wear costumes in next time and see if we can get a free tab. Never mind. That
Okay.
went over.
Anyway.
So, the point of this podcast is to go over dating and relationship materials. I by no means consider myself an expert on dating, but I obviously want to learn more, and part of this podcast is to not only improve my dating relationship, but to help improve yours, and vice versa. I think there's a lot I can learn from people out there, and hopefully there's some things that you pick up from us and what we discuss.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be topics that we cover that if you guys have something to say about them, we definitely welcome any feedback from you guys down in the comments section. We would love to hear what you think about the content, what you guys want to see as far as content moving forward. I have to always remember to look up at this camera, and it's not down here like I think it is, because that's just me looking at myself. So it's up there.
It's up there.
It's up there. Okay.
But you want to see yourself at how you look at yourself.
Right, but then I realized that I'm like looking and I feel like I have a double chin.
And you have a double chin?
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. But you do not have a double chin.
Triple?
A triple? You talking about a triple shell?
I have a shell.
Oh, beautiful. We will
Should we
boolah
shell?
real quick. Let us boolah.
All right. Boolah.
Boolah.
Would you date you?
Would you date you? If I didn't say already, my name's Mike, and this is Brittany Tiny Lartategi, my girl.
So you're just Mike and I get this like whole big long name?
Yeah, you're more important.
Trying to earn those brownie points.
That's it. Not yet. Well, that'll be our topic. Stay tuned, folks. That'll be what we're talking
That's
about
next week.
soon. So I guess real quick, we're going to go into the reason behind
Well, why
would
don't you
you
give them
date
a little
you?
backstory about you? Who is Michael Ribbit?
Wow.
Bernauer.
Ribbit Bernauer. This is a nickname that I think might catch on,
We'll see.
and I'm okay with it. I kind of like it.
Get some like Ribbit merch later on.
yeah.
Where it's just like frogs all over.
Yeah, that'd be good. I like that.
I like it.
So my name's Michael Bernauer. I'm from Ohio originally. Moved down to Florida about 12 years ago when I got out of the military. Backstory about me is still trying to figure out what I'm doing in life, where I'm going. In regards to this podcast, I obviously want to build better relationships moving forward. As I've gotten older, I've gotten wiser, or at least I hope so, a little bit. I'm still a big kid at heart. I like to keep things fun, not put too much seriousness. I am 12. Not put too much seriousness on life, and try to evolve and grow a little bit every day. To you, Tiny, what about you?
You know, like he said, my name is Brittany Lartategi. I go by Tiny. That just kind of came from there being a whole bunch of Britneys, because it's your typical 90s white girl name. And I I don't know, my parents decided to spell it different, so it just started to catch on as Brit Tiny, and then it just got to shorten to Tiny. So you'll probably hear me referred to as Tiny. And Ribbit over here got his nickname from me. I was telling a friend of ours, you know, how it kind of started a little bit with us like flirting. And I just remember saying something about kissing frogs turning into princes, if you knew any, and your response was ribbit. So that's where that came from. And it's kind of stuck now, so I guess we're just gonna roll with it.
I'm just gonna roll with it.
But
it's kind of growing on me a little bit.
Especially when you wear that green.
Well, now you just maybe not want to wear the green. Yeah, I'll wear the green more. It's kind of my color anyway.
It is. But so I'm 30 years old. I'm from right here in West Palm Beach, Florida. I grew up here pretty much my whole life. I moved away in like 2013. I moved to Maryland, and then I lived in Raleigh, North Carolina for a little bit, but then I came home. I bartend. I've pretty much bartended since I was 17 years old. Gone to hair school. Haven't really finished hair school.
May not
But it's
finish
cool.
hair school.
Hey, we don't need to get into that.
Well, that's okay. I mean, if you want to do something else.
No, I think I'm just gonna do skincare, but I'm gonna eventually go back. It's not a big deal. But yeah. So, like, you know, Mike had mentioned, like, neither of us are professional or experts in this realm of dating topics or anything like that. This is just kind of our opinion and kind of like our backstories on, you know, why this podcast came to mind and why we decide to share it with you guys as far as making this content and not just kind of having these conversations to ourselves, because we feel that, you know, they are going to be helpful not only for us but for you guys at home watching as well. You know, kind of spark some topics of conversation that maybe you wouldn't necessarily think of, or maybe that you're afraid to have that conversation with, you know, your significant other. So, I mean, we just hope to grow with you guys in this journey and with each other. And like we said, if you guys want to see any certain topics be talked about or not be talked about, just go ahead and comment below, like and subscribe as well.
Yeah, and comments
that would help.
Yeah, comments are definitely going to be welcome. I think that's going to be, I prefer to have that a big part of this show, is the more feedback and the more, you know, you out there listening put your perspective on what we're talking about, because there's definitely ways to learn from, I feel, everybody. I think everybody has something they got to input in your life that you may learn from, and it gives us a platform to really work on this relationship and see what doesn't work and what does work, and be able to fix things by communication through doing this also. Allows us to open up, I feel like, which will be nice.
It's exciting. So I'll go ahead and let Mike explain how this podcast even came about, because I feel like it was more or less like your idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely evolved. This is taking a better direction, I feel like, already from what I was originally thinking. My first thought was, and I've never, you know, obviously as I've gotten older, I've gotten better dating women and relationships, and I think that comes with kind of learning yourself as a guy as well. But my original idea was to make a podcast directed more towards men in the world, about improving their dating lives and improving their relationships with women, and how to treat women, how not to treat women, and kind of go down that betterment of themselves with women. And then I met Brittany, and I'd always kind of thought about this. And then when we started talking about it, I could see she was somewhat excited about it. And the idea kind of just evolved on its own about doing it together, which, as I said, I feel is better route because now it gives men more access into how women think and feel. You know, because we can sit here and I can sit here and be like, oh yeah, I do this with women, and women may look at me and be like, no, don't do that with women. We don't want that.
I'm here to put the no into the conversation.
The no's. And the goal, gentlemen, is to get her to say yes a couple times.
Can't stand you. Okay, so I mean, I guess at this point, you know, we'll just kind of give you a little bit of our backstory. We met at a different kava bar than this one. Still here in West Palm, obviously. And I don't know. I mean, I found you attractive, and I didn't really think that you were into me, you know, so I just kind of would sit there, you know, not in the corner per se, but like, you know, sit there at the bar by myself, and you would walk in and there'd be a free seat and like you sat next to me. Like, I mean, I would just have like a normal conversation with you, but in my head I was just like, I wish that I could go on a date with this guy, or like, I don't know, you just obviously develop a crush on somebody, but like I said, like I didn't think that you were interested in me at all. And then it was weird, we just kind of like went to the beach, which I guess was a date, which we didn't really know it was a date.
Yeah.
And then we went out to lunch and then hung out one other time, and then I pretty much never left your house.
Yeah. It kind of was a very natural development, I feel like.
I mean, I feel like it still is. I feel like each day, like it feels like a new day and like a new adventure.
Yeah,
but
because
it also feels like I've been doing this with you for 5 years.
Right. And we've even discussed this. You hear a lot of people talk about codependent relationships, is it? You know, and people get in these relationships where they depend on the other person to either like fill a void or financially or whatever the reason is. And we've said it, you know, we've talked about it multiple times that that's not what this feels like. And we're both conscious enough to be like, that's not what this is.
Yeah, like I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm codependent on you. Like I've said before to you and to other people when kind of explaining the amount of time that we spend together, you know, in the past for me, I've felt that whoever I was dating, like, it was more or less like I needed to be around them to feel like reassured that they liked me enough to want to hang out with me a lot, or just have reassurance in general that they were even interested in me. It was like I always felt the need to like hang out with them or want to be around them. But like now, after experiencing this with you, it's not a matter of like I need to hang out with you. It's I want to hang out with you every day. Like, I don't know. You go to work and I like sit at the house by myself. I'm like, oh, what do I do? This is boring. Like, when does Mike get off work?
This is boring. And I have the same thing. She'll be at work and I'll be sitting around like, I don't know what to do. That's okay. But it's not codependent. Okay?
It's not.
No.
It's not.
What was that face for?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Don't do that.
I'm just kidding. It's definitely not codependent.
No, it's absolutely not.
I have no other friends, but
I don't know if I've had relationships in the past like that where I've kind of been dependent on, yeah, I would say like filling certain voids and emotional void. You know, I probably definitely have done that in the past. Obviously learn and want to do relationships differently. Not necessarily as you get older, but at least for me, as I got older, I started realizing more of what I wanted and what I was looking for. and expand on that, on how we met. It definitely did kind of. I didn't think I was Brittany's type, which is kind of interesting how that went both ways. Obviously Brittany's got tattoos and piercings, and she's, her flavor's a little bit different than mine, but our personalities, I feel, mesh very well with each other.
What flavor am I?
Sexy.
Is that a flavor?
It is in my world.
Stop doing that face.
She's blushing. I have a certain face I make. It makes her. I call it the Make Brittany Red face.
It works every time.
So that's really what we're looking for out of this show. Is there anything else you feel we need to add to?
No, I mean, I think we've covered it. That's like our little bit of a backstory about us, how we met, how the podcast came about, and kind of like, I guess, what to expect. So it's going to be like dating and relationship topics, sensitive topics. I know some of the ideas we have already consist of brownie points, which is going to be our next episode that we air. Things on like dating with anxiety and like what's okay to tell other people about your relationship.
Yeah.
Like, what's too much to, disclose to other people, and, just whatever you, like we said before, like whatever you guys want to see us talk about as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to try to do,
possibilities are endless, honestly.
Yeah, we're going to do a weekly show, and each week we're going to pick a topic, and hopefully with comments and feedback, we're going to get guests on. We want to interview other couples in successful relationships, unsuccessful relationships,
Yeah,
old, young,
interviews. We'll have
all over the place.
Not like homework, but like exercises for you guys to participate or practice with each other.
Yep.
I don't know. I guess kind of like little homework, because then like we want to hear about it.
Right.
We want to hear if it works for you, if it doesn't work for you, what you guys got out of the conversation, if it was absolutely horrible, or if, it pulled you guys into a different direction.
Right.
Maybe some games. We could play some games.
Some games?
Some, like, dating games.
Some dating games.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
There's
fun.
a bunch of dating games.
They really
online.
are.
Maybe we'll buy a couple and
Matchmaking.
play a couple.
Get into matchmaking.
Battleship.
Battleship?
I'm gonna win anyway.
She didn't win the last one. All right.
But yeah,
So that's us. Stay tuned.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Our next episode is going to be on brownie points.
Brownie points. I like brownie points.
They're fun. They're fun to earn. They're fun to receive. Turn in, so to say, which I guess we'll cover what Mike's version of that means.
Well, I'll give the PG version.
There's nothing PG about turning them in.
There's nothing PG about turning in brownie points.
Remember that quote for later.
Yeah, gentlemen, I hope you heard that. And if you didn't hear what she just said, you need to press rewind and re-listen. They're a very important topic that I feel the world hasn't, put enough education. Where's the schools at? There should have been a class at school. Brownie points.
Brownie points.
I mean, why aren't there relationship classes in school? Everybody goes to college for.
I don't know. They gave us home ec and like how to cook and clean, but not how to maintain healthy relationships.
I mean, that's kind of crazy to me.
Weird.
That's very weird.
We
can do calculus too, but we can't.
I can't do calculus too.
I can't either. For all you out there that can do calculus too, I'm impressed.
I can't even do pre-calculus.
I don't know.
I use my calculator to add.
Yeah, I remember when they told us there'd be no such. Remember, you're not always gonna have a calculator. We're getting old. Because I remember when they said that.
Listen, speak for yourself. I'm not getting old. 29 years old.
That's right. 29.
Mm-hmm.
So we look forward to seeing you guys all on our first topic episode on Brownie Points. Do you have any last words, Tiny? Or shall I sign us off? Live from Akuna Makava.
Booba.
Bula.